It's nighttime in Metropolis. Inside the offices of the city's most trusted newspaper, the Daily Planet. Ace reporter Lois Lane grills her colleague Clark Kent about a recent story he did covering the exploits of Superman and Captain Marvel, aka Shazam. Miss Lane finds it all too convenient that Clark happened to be at the right place at the right time to craft his report, which leads her to think that her fellow journalist has an informant working at Fawcett City. But Clark denies this, and in a way, he tells her the truth. He was just visiting an old friend. Somewhere on the top floor of Savannah Industries building, the person who's been hunting Shazam, an evil genius and business mogul known as Dr. Thaddeus Savannah, gets an update from his most trusted subordinate, Mr. Tan. And it's about the old man's latest attempt at finally destroying Earth's mightiest mortal.
I would think that they may have just arrived at the location.
Excellent.
Sir, I must say, this course of action is severe, even for you.
The slaying of a child. I am doing no more than God Almighty has done. Instead of sending the angel of death to slaughter the firstborn, I am dispatching a highly trained tactical force to gun down a small boy.
This doesn't do anything to ease Tan's reservations about his boss's obsession with Captain Marvel. And when he asks what would happen if the tactical team they sent to take down the superhero's alter ego, Billy Batson, proved to be a mistake, Savannah answers with one of the most chilling responses in all of superhero comics.
Then I've murdered an innocent child. I'll get over it.
Meanwhile, inside an empty subway, Savannah's hired strike force comes across their target. Billy can sense their arrival as he and his best friend Scott turn around. And when he hears the distinct sound of a gun being cocked, Billy utters one word.
Shazam.
The word invokes the power that has been granted to him by the wizard of the same name, and it allows him to block the hail of bullets zipping his and Scott's way with his body alone. The mightiest mortal doesn't waste any time to stop their attackers, as he rushes toward them like a bulldozer.
I don't know what you guys think you're doing, but you've just made the biggest mistake of your lives.
Captain Marvel proceeds to disarm and knock out each and every mercenary he can get his hands on. All the while, more of the hired guns spot him and continue to pepper the magical superhero with hot lead. The sheer audacity of these killers befuddles the superhero.
They're still shooting at me, with their own guys in the way? Time to end this by putting the old foot down.
Preventing any more chaos from happening inside this empty subway, Captain Marvel dispatches each and every remaining mercenary. When the dust settles and silence falls, he calls his best friend.
Some fun, huh, Scott? It looks like you're gonna get your wish. I'm gonna have to leave this subway. Scott, you still there or did you take off? Hey man,
But Scott doesn't answer. And when Captain Marvel turns around, his eyes widen as he sees a sight pulled straight out of his worst nightmares. A short distance away, Billy Batson's best friend sits on the empty subway's floor, his body pierced by a couple of stray bullets from their encounter with Savannah's mercenaries.
Scott?
Moments later, a nearby hospital is rocked when Captain Marvel barges in through its doors carrying Scott's unconscious body in his arms. He screams for help, and not long after that, the doctors attempt to save the boy's life. Captain Marvel stays near the operating room for hours, as the hospital's staff do their best to rescue Scott. But in the end, Billy Batson's best friend succumbs to his injuries and passes on to the horror of Earth's mightiest mortal. Somewhere else, we find out that Fawcett City PD has successfully brought in one of Billy's attackers into custody. A couple of detectives interrogate the hired goon, but the man gives them nothing. That is until Captain Marvel arrives, and he has no time for pleasantries tonight.
No!
Whoa, Captain, settle down. This ain't...
But there's no stopping Billy Batson from getting to the bottom of the assault that killed his best friend. He brutalizes the captured mercenary amidst Fawcett City PD's desperate warnings for him to stop. This does nothing to stop the superhero from his crusade.
Who hired you?
I'm not telling you nothing!
Tell me now or I'll crush your head. Then I'll walk downstairs to the holding cells and ask your partners. I'll bring your dead, headless body with me, and then they'll tell me. So, for the last time, who hired you?
Soon after that, we find out that the merc sang like a canary when Billy, still in his Captain Marvel form, ambushes Savannah inside his penthouse. A single punch from the superhero breaks all the glass windows on the floor and puts the fear of God in him. But Captain Marvel did not come here with empty threats. He grabs Savannah by the throat, ready to put an end to the old man's schemes.
Please, I'll give you anything.
You don't have anything that I want, except your life.
Please.
Don't what? Hurt you? Don't you understand, Doctor? That's all you've left me with. I'm trying to find some reason to let you live, but I can't. I know if I let you go, you're just going to keep hurting, keep murdering people. I'm not sure I can live with that.
Blinded by grief, Captain Marvel tightens his grip around Savannah's neck. But when he realizes that there's a line that he will not cross, he pulls himself from the brink and lets go of his arch-nemesis. The superhero flies away, leaving only a terrified Savannah to ask his subordinate to make arrangements for his immediate departure. That same night, news of Captain Marvel's outburst spread throughout the world. Of course, the Daily Planet catches wind of this, and so does Clark Kent when Lois Lane mentions it. Finding out about what his friend did, Clark puts on his classic suit and meets Captain Marvel on top of Mount Everest, with every intention of bringing him to justice.
Sir, you are going to have to account for your actions. You attacked a police station, assaulted a prisoner. You destroyed the entire top floor of an office building. You crossed a line tonight and placed innocent civilians and law enforcement officers in danger.
Superman is taken aback when he notices that his friend and fellow crime fighter is in tears, as Captain Marvel admits to what he did.
Are you okay?
No, I didn't mean to. I was just so angry. I just can't believe he's gone.
Who's gone?
Scott Oakham.
That was the boy you brought to the emergency room?
Yeah, it's my fault. It's my fault he got killed.
I'm sure you did everything you could.
You don't understand. They were after me and they shot Scott. He was my best friend and now he's dead. I got my friend killed.
Your best friend?
The Man of Steel had no idea about Captain Marvel's true origins up until now. To him, the man was simply that, a man. So in order for Superman to understand where Captain Marvel is coming from, he reveals his big secret. The captain tells Superman to stand back as he utters his magic word. Lightning crashes and a boy no older than 13 appears in front of the Man of Steel.
My name's Billy Batson, but maybe it's too dangerous to be Billy Batson anymore.
Realizing that he's been going on adventures with a child this whole time, all Superman can ask Billy is who did this to him? Who turned him into a walking superweapon forced to face deadly threats? Sometime later, Superman pays a visit to the Rock of Eternity, the home of the wizard Shazam, the same entity who gave Billy Batson his powers.
What have you done? What have you done?
I have bestowed the powers of gods upon a mortal. It is my province to do so.
He's a little boy. You did this to a little boy.
He is more adept, more tenacious than any.
What is wrong with you? He's a child!
His life shouldn't be about this. Little boys go to school, play with their friends, and go to bed at night. Their biggest concerns should be homework and schoolyard crushes.
Not if their best friends are going to be murdered by assassins.
But still, the wizard insists that there's no going back. To Shazam, Billy Batson was destined for this kind of life. This does not change Clark's feelings about it.
All of you people of magic, you sorcerers, all your talk about fate and destiny, this is wrong. No boy should have the responsibility of the world on his shoulders. It is a fate chosen by men. He's just a boy.
He is a boy who could use guidance.
The Man of Steel says that there's nothing he or the old wizard can do to turn Billy back into a normal boy. And so, Kal-El does what he does best, become a beacon of hope in the boy's otherwise dark, dark life. To do this, he pays a visit to the beaten-down apartment where Billy's staying not long after meeting Shazam.
Hi.
What do you want?
You actually live here?
Are you from social services?
No.
Earlier, Billy had shared his biggest secret with Superman. Now, Superman returns the trust by revealing his own greatest secret to his young friend.
My real name is Clark.
And from here, a deep bond is formed between the two heroes. This is the beginning of a whole new chapter in their lives. That's all for now. We hope you liked this video and would love to know what you think about it down in the comments. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to our channel for more videos like this. Feel free to watch the next one as well. We'll see you next time. Take care.